Okay, the final set of rules that we're going to look at for today are multiple choice rules. These are going for any time you have, a single question and options that keep changing with every question. That's how we're going to define multiple choice. Now, the first one is keeping as much in the question stem as possible. Now, what this means is that I don't want to just say, communities are, and leave it at that, and then have all these big sentences in my options. I may need to do that in some cases, but the problem is it's the same as the matching rule of keeping the shorter stuff on the right? I want to keep as much in the question as I can so people only have to read it once, and then they can pick from a list of different options. Now, this isn't always possible, especially if you are assessing beyond pure recall. You're going to have to load up more stuff in the different options, but always realize that is taking reading level way into play, and that the vocabulary you use, the sentence structure you use, is going to play a big role, and it's going to interfere with what you're trying to measure. Right, so one, it's a stability, reliability issue. And it is also a validity issue. Being careful with negative statements, right? Same thing as syntax, same as the last thing of don't use double negatives. It is a bias issue, which of course is also a validity issue. Right? And I don't want to test people's ability to work through all my negative statements or my negations and my double negatives and triple negatives. Keep it as simple as you can. Don't let the length of a choice be a clue, right? If the longest answer is always the right answer, that's a clue. General item rule number 3. That is a validity issue. Use a variety of different answers. Don't make them all A. Exact same thing. Validity issue, right? Because I'm giving an unintended clue. The last one, don't use all of the above, is a rule, but it's not always the case that you don't want to use all of the above. If the misconception is that not all of the things that you want them to be are true, well, then it's appropriate. But sometimes, or most of the time, it's not for 2 reasons. One, because sometimes if you have all of the above as option D or E, and somebody's rushing through a test and they read the first answer A and realize that it's correct, they write down A, don't look at the other options, and move on. End up getting the right item wrong, even though, right, they should have gotten it right. The other problem is that it increases the guessing factor, because if I have 3 options, right, and I know that 2 of them are true, I don't really need to know anything about the third one, because if 2 are true and I'm sure that 2 are true, it's got to be all of the above. And so you are giving credit for students knowing that all 3 things are the same in this case, when in fact they only know that 2 of those things are the same. So in this case it is, you're impacting the guessing factor, so it is a stability, reliability issue. It also works as a clue, and you are going towards the whole kind of validity issue in general. Hope these rules make sense. We'll put them into practice going forward, and there's another video that I want you to watch as well that goes through all these different types of items and some additional recommendations for creating them. If you have any questions, let me know.